Okay. It just told me the meeting was being recorded.
Okay. This is my heritage interview.
Hmm.
Tell me about yourself, your age, and where you live.
My name is Daniel Hann, and I'm 68 years of age, and I live in Dunville, Newfoundland.
Have you always lived in the same place?
Well, I've always lived in Newfoundland, not always in Dunville. For a while, we lived in Mount Pearl for about 5 years.
Ooh, well, if you moved, why did you move?
Well, at the time, I started my own business selling motorcycles, so I moved. I left my job I had in St. John's, and I moved out to Dunville.
Ooh, nice. How many people were in your family?
How many were in my family?
Yeah.
Okay, we had a little nursery rhyme we used to use at home, so I'm going to have to use that one to get my family. And it says, God bless Mommy, Daddy, Shirley, Gwen, Harold, Ronnie, Ruby, Helen, Lois, make Danny goodbye, amen. So there was 8 people, 10 counting my mom and dad.
Okay. What was your favorite meal in your food date
When I was a boy or now?
when you were a boy?
My boy, oh, that's a hard one. It was probably fish and potatoes.
Nice. What games did you play when you were little?
When I was little, we played a game called Piddly. And Piddly is a game where you lay a rock on the ground, you lay a stick across the rock, and then you hit it with another stick. It goes up in the air, and then you bat it like a ball.
Ooh. Did you have any chores or work to do?
Yeah, I had to cut wood because we in our house we only had a wood stove, so I had to cut wood every day to light the wood stove in the morning.
Um, Tell me about your school and what your days was like at school.
Oh,
Size of school subjects, how many students, describe your classroom.
well, my whole school was 3 rooms. That was it. And in those 3 rooms, there was grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11 in each room. And in the middle of the room was a big stove, just a big iron stove that you put wood in. And what you would do is in the morning, bring in the wood, light the stove, and the people next to the stove would be really warm, and the people away from the stove would be really cold. And we did algebra, we did history, arithmetic, English.
Um, where was this school?
The school was in a little place called Harbor Buffett, and nobody lives there anymore because they all moved away.
Nice. What was your favorite holiday and how did you celebrate it?
Oh,
What
that
what would you get for a gift?
that was an easy one. My best day of the year was Christmas, and we didn't get a lot of toys, didn't get computers, nothing like that. I can remember my best toy was a dart gun and some ducks that would go around on the floor, and you'd have to hit them with the dart gun, and
Oh,
they stop when you hit them. They stop.
cool. Tell me about a typical day when you were my age.
A typical day would be get up in the morning around 7, walk down the stairs because we lived in a big 2-story house, and there was no fire on in the morning. So when you walk down the stairs, all the windows were painted with beautiful pictures of snow scenes because it was so cold. All the windows were frosted over, and you take your finger, put it in your mouth, and you rub the window to get a little hole so you could look outside and see what kind of a day it was in the wintertime.
Tell me about customs, traditions that you remember from when you were young.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Tell me about customs, traditions that
Oh,
you
okay.
remember from when you were young and that
Okay.
not around anymore. Mumbling, knitting, rug hooking, storytelling, lobster pot making.
Oh my God. Well, mummering was a big thing back then. And every Christmas we would all dress up and go to people's houses and people would try to guess who you were. And actually I learned how to knit. And my mother taught me how to knit a pair of socks, but I could only knit them straight. I couldn't put a heel in or bend them.
Were you a mummer?
I was a mummer. But sometimes I had to make myself taller because everybody knew who I was, right? So I was short, so I had to get tall.
Okay. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And may I add that you look beautiful today?
Thanks.
You are gorgeous.
Was that all the questions? Yeah.
Oh, God, lover the Neil. That was perfect, Emma.
Did you tell? Oh yeah, got all that. Favorite meal, chores.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did them all.
Ask Poppy if there's anything else he'd like to tell me.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Yes, I love you
And my
very,
class.
very much. I don't care if the mic is on or not. I love you very much. You are fantastic. And you are going to be a great, maybe you someday you will be work in the radio business and be an interviewer. God knows what. You can be whatever you want.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
No, that's pretty well it. I think I'm going to go watch the hockey game now.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, love you.
I love you. Is the mic off, ma'am?